From the moment the opening bell sounded, it was clear the women stepping into the EFC cage tonight weren't just here to win. They were here to leave pieces of their soul behind. Each step forward was drenched in purpose. Each fist thrown was a declaration. This wasn't just a fight. Cardit was a war zone carved in steel and stained with blood. The queens of the cage weren't letting anything stand between them and legacy. The first bout ignited the fire. Angola's lean and mean striker, Clara Mendes, faced off against wrestling powerhouse Anasu Tembo of Zimbabwe. Clara danced in with flair, striking early with hard leg kicks and jabs that found their target. Anisu ducked low for takedowns, but Clara's footwork kept her just out of reach, and Anisu finally caught a kick and dumped her hard to the canvas dot from top position. Anisu rained down hammer fists. Clara bucked, rolled, and used butterfly hooks to get back to her feet. The round ended with Clara landing a flush head kick that staggered her opponent. In round 2, Clara picked up the pace. A crisp combination of jab cross hook left Anisu dazed, and a flying knee clipped her chin. But Anisu survived and wrestled her way back into the fight. She tied Clara up and punished her against the cage. Round 3 was a war of attrition. Anisu was bloodied but determined. Clara's legs were bruised from checking low kicks. They traded everything they had in the last 30 seconds, and when the horn sounded, they embraced, exhausted. The decision went to Clara just barely. Both women raised their hands. The next bout saw the return of Nigerian powerhouse Temilad Rage. Okoro against Armenian submission wizard Lilith Hakobian. Temilad came out fast, throwing heat in every punch. Lilith, calm and composed, ducked under the chaos and dragged Temilad down from her back. Lilith transitioned fluidly, moving from half guard to back control in seconds. Temilad managed to explode out and get back to her feet, but not before absorbing a few elbows. Round 2 saw Temilad storm forward, clipping Lilith with a right hand that made the arena gasp. Lilith pulled guard and worked her magic again, this time nearly catching an armbar. Temilad powered out and stood, breathing hard, blood on her shoulder. In round 3, Lilith tried to bring it back to the ground again, but Temilad sprawled and stuffed every attempt. She battered Lilith with ground and pound from top position. When the judges' scorecards came in, it was a unanimous decision for Temilad. The rage was real. Then came a firestorm. 2 of the division's most aggressive strikers, Amanda Lobo from Brazil and Eastern Cape's own Bulawayo, Quebec. Neither woman had ever seen a judge's decision in their careers. That streak would end tonight, but not without a storm. Amanda opened with brutal kicks, hammering Bulawayo's lead leg. Bulawayo bit down and rushed in, throwing wild hooks. One landed square, and Amanda dropped for a second, but she popped up and answered with a knee in the clinch. Round 2 was even more intense. Bulawayo cornered Amanda and unleashed a flurry that had the ref watching closely. Amanda weathered the storm, reversed the position, and fired off elbows that opened a deep cut on Bulawayo's temple. The third round was pure heart. Both women bloodied, exhausted, and still swinging. Amanda tried for a flying knee. Bulawayo answered with a spinning elbow. They collided in a final exchange that left both women dazed at the horn. Amanda took the split decision, but the fight was instantly declared one of the greatest wars in EFC history. Then came the co-main event. Poland's undefeated Marina Wojcik versus Mozambique's unpredictable scrapper, Fatima Sibanda. The hype was massive and the fight didn't disappoint. Round 1 saw Marina dominate with distance control and punishing straight punches. Fatima ducked and rolled but couldn't find her rhythm. Marina landed a stiff jab followed by a right cross that sent Fatima to the mat. She recovered, clinched, and survived the round. Round 2 was different. Fatima began using her unorthodox style, switching stances and throwing awkward angles. A wild overhand right connected and rocked Marina. Fatima swarmed, but Marina clinched and weathered it. Round 3 was anyone's game. Fatima landed a spinning back fist that stunned Marina. Marina answered with a takedown and worked for control. The horn sounded with both women on the ground in a tangle of limbs. The judges gave it to Marina, but Fatima walked out with her stock rising. Then, the main event. The reigning queen, Samkelasy Moyo, was defending her title against Dagestan's rising monster, Alia Karimova. This was the classic striker versus grappler Samki with her sniper-like precision, and Alia with bear trap wrestling. Round 1 opened with Alia shooting immediately. Samki sprawled hard, landed an uppercut on the break, and followed with a jab cross combo that split Alia's lip. Alia dove in again and this time got her to the mat. From half guard, Alia smashed with elbows and shoulder pressure. Samki tied her up, bleeding but calm. Round 1, 2, ALIYA. Round 2 began with Samki moving more. She kept her distance, landed sharp kicks, and sprawled beautifully on 2 more takedown attempts. Alia tried to press her to the fence, but Samki circled off and landed a brutal left hook. In round 3, Samki dropped Alia with a body shot. The arena exploded. She pounced, trying to finish, but Alia somehow survived. They returned to the feet. Samki stuffed another takedown and landed a step-in elbow that left Alia reeling. Round 4 was grueling. Alia dragged Samki down again, mounted, and began smashing with elbows. The ref hovered. Samki twisted, bucked, and somehow reversed. The crowd went insane. In the 5th, it came down to grit. Samki could barely lift her arms. Alia's eye was swollen shut. They swung until the final horn. Both collapsed. The judges gave the fight to Samkelasy Moyo. Her reign continued. Her heart could not be questioned. Tonight, the EFC cage wasn't just a battleground, it was a cathedral of chaos. These women didn't just fight, they bled, broke, and rose again. Every punch carried purpose. Every scream from the crowd was earned. Relentless wasn't a word, it was a heartbeat that echoed through every second of the war. And in that cage, the queens were eternal. Every corner of the EFC arena pulsed with intensity. The crowd was electric, thunderous with anticipation. The women walking toward the cage tonight weren't just fighters. They were the embodiment of willpower, fury, and undying resilience. These were queens who ruled through grit, through scars, and through battles, written in bone and blood. From the moment the first glove hit skin, there was no turning back. Opening the chaos was Ganar's striking marvel. Ajoa Mensah taking on Turkish wrestling veteran Ceylan Yildiz. From the first second, Ajoa's hands were crisp and fast punches. In flurries, backed by stabbing teep kicks, Ceylan weathered the storm, ducked under a right hook, and scored a massive slam that shook the canvas. Ceylan controlled from top, working elbows from half guard. But Ajoa refused to stay still. She hip-bumped, scrambled, and returned to her feet, unleashing an elbow that cut Ceylan above the eye just as the round ended. Round 2 opened with Ajo lighting her up with combinations. A perfectly timed switch kick to the liver-folded Ceylan. Ajoa swarmed, dropping punches until the ref jumped in. It was an early finish and an early statement. Adjoa raised her fist and roared. Next was a wild collision between Tunisia's bruiser Nadia Sassi and Slovakian finisher Petra Struharikova. This one was never going to the judges. Nadia blitzed forward with looping punches, eating jabs to close the distance. Petra kept it clean, sharp counters, crisp, legged kicks but couldn't stop Nadia from closing the gap. Nadia clinched, landed dirty boxing shots, and slammed Petra against the fence. In round 2, Petra got loose. She circled off, landed a spinning back kick to the ribs, and followed with a flying knee. Nadia was rocked, but refused to fall. She fired back with wild hooks that clipped Petra and drove her into the cage again. The third round opened with both women covered in blood, throwing punches like it was the end of days. With a minute left, Petra landed a counter hook that finally put Nadia down, KO. The crowd erupted. The third fight brought a high-stakes grudge match, former strawweight champ Vio Dlomani versus No.1 contender Linh Pham from Vietnam. Both women stared daggers at each other during the walkouts.